I'm on my way to the treehouse today, which is what we call the Balloon Tree Productions office, because we thought it would be fun to give our office a bit of a fun and playful nickname. We're going to be filming some interviews for a case study video for the Wizard of Oz shoot that we filmed a few weeks ago. I'm looking forward to having a bit of fun playing around with the interview setup for this one, because Matt gave me the brief of Drive to Survive interview setup. Drive to Survive has really set a particular tone and style for their interviews, which is pretty moody, and it doesn't seem like there's a huge amount of lighting and modifiers that they use to achieve the shot. I might be completely wrong, but I'm looking forward to putting something together that imitates that. Sometimes it's really nice to have a reference to work towards, because it gives you the opportunity to play around with different lighting setups and just broaden your experience with lighting techniques.
It's a lot of physical effort to get all of the equipment back into the treehouse, because there's 2 flights of stairs and the lift is out. Fortunately, some of the gear that we were using was in the office, so it only took me a few loads, and with the help of Chase and Rob, we were able to get basically everything back into the studio pretty quickly.
More hands make light work, and yeah, absolute slog to get all of that equipment up these stairs, but we did it. We're doing it. And yeah, here's to a good day. Welcome to the treehouse. All the equipment we just bumped in. Whew, exhausted.
Since there wasn't a huge amount of room in our main space, we had to move a bit of the furniture around to accommodate the background, the lighting, camera, and audio equipment. We decided to change the look and feel of the interview setups to go with something more traditional in terms of piece to camera, as we were looking for something more colorful and more vibrant in terms of look and feel, while still keeping a good contrast ratio on the face. I've been really loving using the monitor and control app from Sony to be able to frame and see how the lighting is looking, as well as having control of the autofocus and all of the other settings on the FX6 as well as the FX2. It's been a real game changer in regards to the way that I work, and it was so handy on this particular shoot to see how everything was going real time as Rob was turning on and off the house lights. I was able to make adjustments to the camera settings whilst Rob was doing this to finesse the image so that we're in a good spot by the time we got to filming. The images that you're seeing from the monitor control app at the moment are still in the preliminary stages. We made a few more adjustments to the framing before we started recording the interviews. We were running both the FX6 and the FX2 simultaneously through the monitor and control app. This enabled us to see both of the images at the same time, just to make sure all of the framing was okay. And it also enabled us to record both cameras at the same time with the press of a button. This made it so much easier to keep all of the rolls in sync so that it would be less of a pain when it came to post-production. I was really happy with how the final images looked from the interviews, especially from the A camera. The light that I hung behind us was really nice in terms of adding a little bit of a hair light as well as a nice gradient vignette light on the background, bringing more attention to us in the middle of the frame.
I wanted to talk through the lighting for the case study videos that we were filming. So for the key, I have the 720B through a light dome as well as having a 2-stop diffusion and an egg crate, just so that we prevent any light spilling onto the background too much. As for the backlight / hair light, we've just got a Nanlite Pavo Tube 30C, which is basically facing directly down to give a little bit of a gradient to the background, as well as have a bit of a hair light or shoulder light for us when we're sitting in the chair. We have a reflector to just fill in the shadows a little bit. And then I added the 300x to help bring up the ambient level to the scene because I was feeling that it was a little bit contrasty for my liking.
These are some of the final frames from the interviews that we recorded. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next vlog.